had some issues. It paused, did weird funky shit there in a weird way, so I just ended it. And then, all kinds of weird motherfuckers want to be weird motherfuckering tonight. Can't imagine why. Has a tendency to happen around certain things, certain times. Must be a coincidence. Anyway, totally must be. Tends to happen when I'm on live. Keep wondering how much that shit pays, honestly. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Uh, it is what it is. Anyway, give it about as much of a fuck over that as I do you all tonight. But we're gonna finish this off, okay? And oh, and by the way, just so y'all know, I didn't delete anything. I didn't dirty anything. I just privated it. Cause fuck y'all, it's fine. And I'll private this one too. Cause fuck y'all, it's fine. And eventually when it suits me, I might make it public again. I'm sure y'all had enough shift team workers to record last one, deal with it. But because of what it contains, I just don't feel the need for it to be. Well, I mean, y'all got a whole abundance of fake and bot whatever, and 5 real whatevers and 35 helpful worker bees of Earth, y'all, that are legit. Otherwise, whatever. So, ain't much of anything around here real. Except the damage y'all do. Continue to do. How you target people, torment the living shit out of them, destroy real lives, real cases, all that. Won't be doing that, won't be doing that. None of that. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this off. Dear Lord, which one's that one? Don't know. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna finish this off so it's said done. Then I can just ignore the shit out of them for the remainder. Cause it looks like all you're gonna get from them is the same shit they've been doing, we've been calling out for years.
God and everyone to see right there. So that's my opinion on the wood. And I know, as much as anyone else about the wood, because all of the dynamics of it were, in fact, I didn't even know it was from David Dotson or that he was involved in this load of wood. So the wood never struck me as anything nefarious. Do you have a comment about that, Tiffany?
No. So on August 15th, more wood was delivered, this time to the top of the hill. Why? Who delivered the first pile? Why was it never burned, moved, or mentioned?
Well, I would say that it's now the second load of wood. Quite naturally, you're going to burn what's up there first. If what you have up by the house, now, also understanding they didn't have a huge wood burning stove. They had a little small one. You can only put, maybe a couple of sticks of that wood in there at one time. So it's very plausible that the load of wood that was delivered to the top was enough for the whole season or maybe more. So that's the reality of the wood. I don't, the connotation that's being made is that, was the wood put there to cover up something underneath of it? I think that's a wild speculation.
Now the memorial sits where it was. This detail.
What do you mean it's a wild speculation? It has to be bullshit. Not only would the person delivering it have seen that, so would all the search crews, helicopters, dogs, etc. for the weeks prior to being placed there. After summer vanished. So it's not speculation, that's wild bullshit. Ain't even in the realm of like... Ugh. You know? Oh, whatever.
Quiet, easily overlooked, maybe among the most revealing. Was the wood simply firewood, or did it serve another purpose? Was it a resource, or a barrier? Was it for warmth or concealment? Within a matter of weeks after summer vanished, 2 trespassing events occurred involving the same individual. That same individual's house...
And I believe that's bullshit Fred created. But here y'all with him and Ziggy ever in chat. Hey there, you're so pissed off at Bones. Seeing?
fractured.
Calling these pieces good pieces for summer that you're airing. Knowing clearly they're full of shit, propaganda, and garbage, and lies, and y'all are targeting all of us again in another cycle.
Pressure. Protection orders were filed around the same time as the sightings of Jodie's son in the woods on the Wells property. Land was transferred. The neighbourhood rearranged itself suddenly, and no one has fully explained why. And now, in a move that speaks volumes.
And somehow you all do that and bring it back to my kid again, like the rest of the damn life.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has returned once again to Ben Hill Road. Not just to the home, but specifically to the bottom of the driveway and directly across the road. This isn't just a trail of the...
Now, one thing that I think is very poignant to mention is that if you are familiar with the logistics of what we heard from Don, and I don't know if they...
And who cares besides you all? Y'all ones keep saying it. I don't care. I'm glad they're back anywhere searching for summer. And what the hell? How are the jumps between the wood, my side, and then across the driveway? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Y'all just making up shit now. And across the road is literally the cliff portion, and that's dogs. Y'all are stupid.
Spoke on the situation. Maybe you could enlighten me on that. But her scent.
It's also exactly where searchers on it, they were dropped off every day to come back and forth. It's also been obviously searched by helicopters, fixed wing, all the search crews you could ever imagine in the world were on all of that already, so I don't know, and I don't care. And if it's true that searchers are back or searches are taking place, I don't care where. I'm just glad they're back searching. So, and I know that there have been many areas that have been searched, looked at, etc. through all these years, and that they went back to over and over and stuff like that. And I'm happy each and every time I hear that. You know, it means they've not given up on someone and they've not forgotten it.
Allegedly tracked down the edge or down the driveway. Okay.
Yeah,
now,
where the gravel meets the pavement,
which would be right here. Now, the way that I inferred it was that kind of like she may have hugged the right side of the driveway going down. I could be completely wrong, but the information that I received is sort of inferred that, right? That she would have, so here's the driveway, it goes out, it snakes down, and then it straightens up. That she hugged the right side of the driveway, and that right where the asphalt meets the dirt, it was as if she was just lifted up. The scent stopped. Understanding the dynamics of the search dog, had she walked on the pavement at all, the dog is, it's tracking skin cells. So her scent would be on the road for some period of time before wind and cars and everything else were to disperse it. So when Candace comes down the hill talking to Don on speakerphone, and she's already the first one searching before I really feel like she needs to be searching, where did Candace find her?
it was told to me that, well, Benny, I mean, do you remember you were on Prayer Gardens and you were with Candace, and Candace said that she saw Jody at the bottom of the driveway, the bottom of her driveway, between 4 and 4:30. Was it 4:30?
Yeah.
Okay. And as soon as Candace said that.
Oh, I
Jody
didn't.
made up the story about, like in retaliation, Jody came out with the story about Don showering with Summer, this crazy story about Don showering with Summer. Right? It was like,
What? Excuse me? Y'all wild. I don't think the dates on there. And I'm sorry. There were others before we were a Republic who were talking about the same thing. You don't talk about those, Tiffany, or you just make it like that. What? And Dawn had already admitted to it. So what do you mean I made up a wild story? Don had already made his excuses and bullshit for others who are already public long before apparently talking about it and telling about it. And Don had already given one reason for I think that was the broken knobs thing. And then when I mentioned it, then it became Don and Sticky. I mean, he said the shit to Molly and them too. What? And you're saying that I came out and was like, are you fucking stupid? No, you're propaganda useless, bitch. God almighty. Let me think of the dates here. Was that on Facebook when I talked about that? And the other one was here, YouTube. Facebook or YouTube. I don't know. I just know that whenever, whatever, I came to awareness of the, you all doing the shit with Candace on live stream and the 4:30 shit. Y'all were playing the hoax, causing it, and Ellie brought it here for other bullshit to target us. And then they happened to be here as I discovered what you all done, and that Candace has moved her timeline back. I was like, I've seen this shit yet. And they're like, what the fuck? I was like, that's what I'm saying. And, so, I don't know. Feds were definitely here that day or whatever, though, because of fuck shit and hoaxes y'all are playing with all them. And as y'all were on panel with her doing the 4:30 timeline movie with her. So, whatever, man. But, no, I've never come out here being like, whatever, because they said whatever. I don't give a fuck. That's a Candace problem, man. I didn't have a cow about it, and I didn't then say whatever. And I mean, like, you know. And just go ahead and leave out all the others before us that you all had, by even the point where we came public, I want to say you all made us think and the world think that we were the first thing. Because we weren't here, we didn't know the others had said it too. It looks like many of us were just witnessing the same shit, and then y'all hide it, and you do another cycle. And now here you are this many years later swearing that someone said it just to do whatever because Candace dare say 4:30. And you'd think that right there would be more of a concern for you that Candace moved her shit back to 4:30 than trying to put out propaganda that way people believe that I said that because of Candace moving her timeline. I don't give a shit. me and Candace wants to move her goddamn timelines to tragic events. That's a Candace problem. Alright? That's a you all problem. uh, I hate that for her. That's her own making. Whatever the fuck she's doing over there. Alright? Ain't got shit to do with me. Don't bother me in the least. If she wants to move her timeline in times or whatever a million times, that's between her and law enforcement. Alright? Ain't gonna bother me none. Other than the fact that it's like, what the fuck? And why is she? You know? And trying to figure out the answers with. So no, that's a her problem. That's a y'all problem. But, no. And when you have Don at her himself several times, despite Candace play acting with Ernie Noah, pretending she didn't know, and pretend gagging and faking and whatever that she didn't know, and it was first time she found out, and she'd be hella mad, and she'd leave him like, well, whatever, right? But she clearly knew, just as y'all knew, that Dawn was showering with Summer, and just as y'all knew, others have been witnessing, and you know, whatever, and all held the same information. And then here you are 20 years later, and you're pretending like we're the only ones that ever said, and that we only said to somehow get back at Candace for moving her timeline. What? That dumb bitch is the one that moved her timeline. That's hers. That's on her. Let her explain that to alien feds. They ain't got shit to do with me. So I ain't got no feels about it. I ain't worried about it. She's the one who should be worried about it. It's her changing her shit, not me. I definitely didn't like the hoax calls all y'all did to get eyes off of her, do dirty work for me today, but everybody sort of knew upon showing up that's exactly what it was. And then found out in the interim that Candace had done that stupid shit. Looks like they were more concerned about responding to Candace's stupid shit and the removal of her timeline than they were whatever hoax shit y'all did together. Target us again. And to have them knock at our door today. So, good propaganda move though there, TM.
Retaliation for Candace saying she saw Joe. Like, I watched it happen. Boom, boom, boom. And I
No, you didn't, and I love the narrative. Just whatever you say, TM. It must be true. Even though there's proof out here that nothing you're saying is true, right? Accurate, no, it's... I mean, and it's a full-on targeting thing for you, Benny. Again.
wow, she's trying to shut Candace up. And I took note of it right away. But I find it interesting that Candace found Jody down at the bottom of her driveway at all.
Period.
Because it's alleged that Jody was on Candace and Don's side of the road, not even on her own, and she was in the rocks up.
I wasn't in the drop. What the fuck? And then, oh, while you're on this, explain why Candace says she didn't see nothing or nobody. And then she's like, well, I did see this. Oh, granted. Well, wait, no. Changes in Candace's inconsistent bullshit throughout all your shit. But go ahead and put out propaganda to hit at others that... Whatever. Lord Almighty, see? Y'all just did it right on up, didn't you, during this 300 shit?
Driveway.
Right.
Targeting my kids getting the same shit, different day, putting in all the high points, low point, you know, whatever. Targeting Andy's family, supposedly, allegedly, I don't know. Looks like y'all are trying to threaten them with an or else they're going to allow you on property maneuver. I guess. I don't know.
And so the way that it broke down to me was almost...
And didn't Benny indeed start this live stream with Andy? You're going to let me on that property, you're going to do whatever for my $300 and lie about all that and how he's been finding out shit that Andy said about. But that shit's already been done now. Seriously? And Andy told him that, like, yeah, y'all are really going full tilt now.
If you can imagine this being where it meets, right in here. This was where she was last, the dogs last smelled her. Candace comes down the hill with Don on the speakerphone, and Jody is right here in the same spot. Now we do know through the history of all this that Jody has had, and it's
noted it right away. But I find it interesting that Candace found Jody down at the bottom of her driveway at all.
period.
Because she,
That's not where Candace and I come into contact at all. Good try, though.
that Jody was on Candace and Don's side of the road, not even on her own, and she was in the rocks of their driveway.
Right. And
Like,
so
what was she doing?
I was not in the rocks up their driveway. Wow. Okay. What y'all trying to do here? Can't imagine. And other witnesses know exactly where Candace and I come into contact at. You dipshits. Y'all don't want to remind the public of that, though, do you? No, because then you couldn't push out propaganda for years and target for years, could you? Y'all can just make it sound like however you want. Got it.
The way that it broke down to me was almost, if you can imagine, this being where it meets, right in here. This was where she was last, the dogs last smelled her. Candace comes down the hill with Don on the speakerphone, and Jody is right here in the same spot. Now, we do know through the history of all this that Jody has had nonsensical.
Nope, not in the least. And I guess y'all say that's where the dogs ended. Must be so. Sure.
Explanations for why she was in the water. She wanted to keep her scent down, but still be able to search. Well, we reached out to several different search and rescue dog kennels.
I just put on a ton of perfume. We've been over this many times. I've explained it. I'm not gonna do it again. Not gonna do it again. I'm not gonna play your old bullshit again.
In certain situations, the water can amplify.
What I was told also is
Yeah, no shit.
that from someone that does like different type of search and rescue, right? That like the banks of the creek will hold on to the scent no matter what you were to do. So it doesn't really matter because like all of the earth is going to grab on and latch on, especially if trauma occurred there.
Right.
From what I understand.
Yeah, but if you take the creek, what you're not doing is walking through the briars and weeds and all that shit and everything with that shit on you. See what I'm saying? And when you have another person with you searching, they're taking a make sure, taking one, and you can search in a fast manner and not only make sure nothing's in the water, but also see the sides of the banks. And that way you see if there's tracks coming or going one way or the other to give you directionality. It's probably best to have first so you can cover a wide area, get an eye on maybe directions, summer or whoever traveled, etc. And to clear the creek at the same time. And you're also not dragging goddamn scent through the woods or brush or whatever, and other people have better footwear on foot too, so, yeah, I don't know, but y'all make it sound however you like through all the years. It's been being done since Squall and y'all with the washing feet and all this other shit. Make that make sense now. Water holds all the thing. Oh my god, but my feet were just in it. But wait. Y'all gotta pick a lane.
So I'm actually wondering, like,
Yeah, if you can imagine the dynamics, the scent is on the top of the water and it gets pushed up to the bank, like little waves, and then it places it on the bank and then it stays there. It's locked in, right? Yeah. Benny, did Summer's scent go down the dog trail and stop at the road? No, they said the driveway.
he said the driveway. They always said
Dog trail over here. The dog trail is by the generator and it kind of curls.
Don and Candace have even said the driveway. Because they overheard or this there and whatever. Depends on the day they're telling whatever tell. I don't know, I wasn't here for it. And listening to them tell the tales, I wasn't interested. So, still really not. And, law enforcement and feds know, the searchers know. Y'all make up whatever bullshit you want to, okay?
And then drops out on the road. That's what Don and you remember when Don is with the African American reporter and they're coming down the hill?
Yeah.
That's what they want you to think, but it was officially now. Did Dave? I think it was from David Rader.
Wow. You couldn't have used any other descriptive for that woman.
No, actually, it was in the very beginning. It was said by law enforcement as well. So
there you
the
go.
Raider was going off of that because the TBI had found that out. They had found all of that out right away. Like that was in the first 3 days that statement had come. It was very soon, early on in the case.
So with no confusion, verifiably by law enforcement, she went down the driveway.
And that her son stopped at the road.
Right. So I remember it coming from David Rader is who I heard it from.
I think Ronnie Lesson was the one that said it first.
Okay. I clearly have missed that. I heard David Rader
Yep.
speaking on, that situation, which understanding that David Rader wasn't a part of any of that. He's getting information from law enforcement after the fact. So, yeah, Danny, the water was not deep. It was just a whole lot going on with that. But then we also, if you
A whole
remember,
lot going on with Jody. It's always a whole lot going on with Jody every single time.
she made a comment.
Not a whole lot.
It was to the effect that everyone around there knows what to do in situations like this.
Yeah.
As if she's been a part.
Yeah, they live in the woods and they know to search and how to search. And I mean, the same techniques we all use to do fencing and to track cattle and animals and horses and livestock. And, that what we've used for other neighbors or children or just throughout the years that have gotten lost. Yeah, we do know. And most know. And it's pretty damn common sense how you should go about it if you live in and around areas like this. And how quick you need to be able to search and to think and to do, especially if a little one is involved. It's pretty basic shit that all of us technically know and know to do. Whatever.
Searching for many missing people, which we know to not be a fact, right? So she's stating this is what we do around here when somebody goes missing. We jump in.
How do you know how many people I've searched for? You don't. Not in the least. Love your bullshit, though.
No shoes on and we walk around, right? It's not what you in fact do at all right? If you understand the dynamics of a scent dog. Again, the water will now carry the scent. The scent is locked in. Now,
but she also said too in the beginning of her 16 videos that she had doused herself in perfume before she left the house too. So why would anybody in their right mind jump in a creek that they thought a kid was in with doused in perfume? It makes you.
Oh my god. Dear Lord. Y'all do whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Like she was trying to cover something up because then even too she was talking about how she was trying to lift up the bottom of the floor of the creek and shit and it's like why?
I think you're right because she actually when they were running through the woods, remember when she spoke earlier before that she spoke about when the KKK was in town. Remember?
Yeah.
And they were running through the
woods.
No
perfume when the KKK.
I mean, bro. And was eons before and all this other shit. And yeah, to keep literal people from smelling you down when you probably do not want to wear out a bunch of Victoria's Secret. Which is a known thing of mine. Wasn't out of character behavior for me. I own hundreds and hundreds of Victoria's Secret and I use them amply and every time I hit a door. Okay? Most people put on cologne or spray when they leave the house or go out in public, especially females. I was expecting to go out, do a regular day, shopping, food, etc., come back home. I put on a fuck ton of perfume and body spray. Like usual, typical, right? Well, typical. But it's so weird that I had spray
Around.
Yeah, no perfume.
and that I thought about it in terms of I don't want to be fucking around, and also the quickest way for you to cover the most area and do things at once and figure out which way summer could have went, possibly by tracks and mud on creek banks and all that. And yeah, okay. Jesus.
No soap even.
You can't watch the soap before you come out with Jody.
You shave your underarms, your legs, nothing. You got to go in full barbarian.
Back out the town with Jody. No soap, bitch. No soap.
And she was looking for volunteers. I don't know what. I'm not.
Oh my god! I can't. Sorry.
Histrionic as hell. I didn't make any of this up. Like, this is actually from her mouth. But then saying it all this time later is like, oh god. Somebody.
No, she'll get mad. She'll get mad at working her own words too.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Like, if you said it, stand on it, both feet.
Okay.
Don't go live for 11 hours and 50 minutes. And
Well, I don't have time to listen to her, so I don't give a shit.
I just won't anymore, right? I don't. Yeah, I don't have. Yeah. So
Good.
we are almost through, ladies and gentlemen. We are
It's
going
kind of
But
torture.
obviously you do, don't you? Or you wouldn't have been doing this and it wasn't included recent shit. And that you all are fully or would.
Nowadays,
Yeah, I won't. I won't do it. And it's not that I can't. I just won't. Okay, here we go. Let's share this tab here. So,
to the bottom of the driveway and directly across the road. This isn't just a trail of theories. It's a trail of filings, sightings, court records, and property transactions. It's a sequence of silence followed by movement, of people disappearing, not into myth, but into paperwork. And yet, one object remains still, the untouched wood pile. If that wood could speak, it wouldn't whisper, it would scream.
Tracking. Okay.
And y'all really are offering us out to your Subskullcat while killers targeting us for y'all, and y'all are using it to target us hands-off style. So many of us, and mostly the children again, and to threaten us and to vague threaten us. And it ends with the woodpile bullshit that makes no sense and defies all reason, logic, evidence, teams, searchers, anything even remotely based in reality. And you got Ziggy in chat while doing all this shit and offering our reasons out. And you got Killer's stupid ass over in my school at the end of it. So yeah, it seems super like a detective to me. It's great work, guys.
Scooby fucking doo. Those pesky meddling kids.
Ew. Play that again.
Raggy. that may be one of the most iconic clips. That should be a meme.
Scooby fucking doo. If not for those pesky meddling kids.
If you want to look at this video in its entirety without my opinion, which sometimes isn't worth a grain of salt in a world full of pepper.
Salt in a world full of pepper.
Please go ahead and take a look at that. The one thing that I find so interesting is, let's just keep it real. Like, I have caught up on some of the commentary, and KCK had been so gracious to send me screenshots over the time I was absent from the internet. And pretty much, it's not even a dog whistle. Like, if you say Andy B, he's going to be there, right?
Yep.
Where's he at? He's not here.
He won't come in here. He doesn't want to be asked the hard question.
He will. And I'm going to expose, I'm just going to run it down really quickly. So,
I'm here for this.
Tiffany, and you actually have the receipts because I sent them to you.
I do, and I posted them, and I was met with other people answering for.
Oh, of course. So Tiffany and I were going to go there, and we were going to go with another group of people, and that was then thwarted. But
Oh wait, was that the time that Tiffany Marie and MGL and them were having illegal COVID cards made, say, cross country, and paying voices for the voiceless that works with Whistledown and all that shit to do that, and she actually made them and sent them out? It was that time Tina was supposed to be here all the times and then didn't, and then you're pissed off at her because her daddy told her she couldn't come and all that. And then she was like, I don't know, if I ever go to by myself, or I don't know, Betty, you think we should start playing all that shit? Tiffany Marie wanted other people to do our dirty work and turn your ass in and get you charged for doing sexual shit to her, any of that? Right before you seemed to vanish and be on her porch doing bird. while y'all were playing, I'm gonna smother the life out of TM, and TM's like, I'm just gonna have his ass arrested, and then it turns out there's a pearl and a crystal involved in it. I don't know. Anybody want to talk about it? Any of it? And don't forget all the times online you threatened SA her at that. You know, I mean, shit, remember, she should be terrified of you because you're running around these streets threatening to sexually assault her or have it done. And that was 3 carats that you and Drawing Crimes and AB and Scott H and all them had funsies with, right? And then you aired pictures of her oh my god. And then y'all are cahooting still. It's almost like all that shit was acts and routines and whatever in the city. I don't know. Seems like y'all are some gross fucking human beings, is what it sounds like to me. Now, mind you, that's in between all the beautiful shit, like you talking really grossly about a minor child's private areas around you, Benny. Some of us have recorded. Your heavy concentration on their vagina. And your weirdo shit, like posting pictures of them and having them stalk their boyfriends online. You want to talk about that, Benny? Or you just want to talk about Don B also being a fucking weirdo perv during the fish fries? While you also ignore and are okay with speech writing and fuckery and targeting for known admitted pedo rapist sickos on it. Which is all y'all monsters.
During the planning phase of all of it, and Andy B, you can't lie about it, buddy. You already lied about it, and I think you thought I was never coming. And
I was met with other people answering for.
Oh, of course. So Tiffany and I were going to go there, and we were going to go with another group of people, and that was then thwarted. But during
no, you were thwarted, and by are you aware of TM's involvement in it? Well, I know you know Jenny and Adrian chasing her, and others, including your buddy Don and Candace at the time. They didn't want you there. Supposedly, allegedly. And then many other people were used in many ways they didn't see to make sure you did. And I guess TM made you think she was coming over with you, but the recordings back home suggest no. So, and you were pissed off because her daddy told her she couldn't stay with foot. I don't know, Benny.
Planning phase of all of it, and Andy B, you can't lie about it, buddy. You already lied about it, and I think you thought I was never coming back. So what happened was there were.
See, it's a nonsensical part of it. You and Andy already had it out over the money and the payment and all that. Now he told you to go fuck yourself. And you clearly know he told you to go fuck yourself. That you gave him money. Oh, well. But here you are not acting like it's new news. You just became aware of it. Bullshit. If anyone wants to listen to it, believe it ain't already been done and y'all are gonna put it out as a news cycle and a way to target him and try to, I don't know. And all of you make money together, including him back, I don't know. Y'all have at it, I guess.
2 payments made. What was it in total? Do you remember, Tiffany?
I think it was over $500 at the end of the day. It was like 5 something. You know what? I just charged up my.
And you know, in his defense, remember what the fuck he's done with y'all. I think you've made more on him and usage of him back in him using you all and doing whatever and names other than that. I don't know, Benny. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about any of you. Oh well.
Not all that's on. I have to just wait for it to like power back on and I can pull them up. But if you go to my.
I'm sure right now with this, y'all in cahoots to make it look like poor Hims is being attacked and for him to make money if y'all do whatever. You know, and to separate and feel like he lockdown did this a couple days ago too, wildly enough. Well, also it looks like he's participating in this cycle vaguely. About like share vaguely in the pictures and hints at all it does in certain cycles. Andy, you know, But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. Chances are he'll lift off another nothing burger bullshit with you all, like the roadway and all this other crap and the polygraph, whatever, to make some quick cash. Lockdown already did this a few days ago, with him and threatening of information, like, probably to make it look like they ain't coding. While y'all lift off another nothing burger cycle. 'Tis the season. I don't care.
Email phone, the one that we FaceTime on.
Yeah.
If you go to our messages there and you go through photos, you'll probably be able to find all of those receipts because I know you sent them to me on that.
So 10 months ago.
It was probably longer than that.
I would definitely get to.
I can find them and you can put them in the video even, Benny.
Okay. So had agreed on a price to pay Andy to go on 125. Okay. Now,
and all your teammates did, though. Remember? And then how you actually sent one of those to Jenny or Adrian or Chasing, and they passed the money on to Andy and whatever. But then they say also they paid him, so I don't know. And you're going to come on here, you're going to come back, and you're going to pretend that people have forgotten that you're well aware and know all this, and that Andy's already told you openly to go fuck yourself and left you. And that you responded to it. Y'all really gonna do this and try this on people? And pretend you and Andy are having a fight like lockdown the other night and Andy and all that? Really? Well, it looks like a threat of Orel's towards him and his family and all that, and trying to get on other property. Really?
Initial payment of, and I don't want to say the amounts because I don't remember exactly. We will find them and I will post them. So what happened was at that time.
I think you've actually always just said 300 or something.
He had many enablers, and I did not want to. My thinking was I did not want to send anything directly to Andy because I didn't want Andy to be able to come back and say, "Oh, look, Benny did this and Benny did that." So what I did was I sent the money to Adrian at Krama Mama, Sassy Mama. I sent the money to her. Mm-hmm. In the what for? I told him, I said, I'm going to put for tires or tie rods, one of the two. Why would I give a damn? Now, this is like the second time I've cussed since I've been back. Why the heck would I give a doggone about Andy's tie rods or tires, right?
I heard a while back they still needed shit like that, but see, you and your fuck shit on it predates all that too. Why would you send it other false pretenses? And if you didn't send it directly to him, why would you send it to someone else with a message of tie rods? See, you can't make that make sense. Okay. Whatever that troll says, it's one of the nicer ones, I guess.
I'm going to, and I don't want to have to go through and pull all that stuff up, Adrian and Jenny, but I certainly will. You people know exactly what I said. And I can tell you what, the first initial payment, and this goes deeper, Adrian and Jenny, the first initial payment, he took the money and he went back down to Beach Creek and he bought a wad of marijuana with it, right? While he was there was some discussion the night before about the tile in the road because there was some talk about Jody checking the tile, right? So it was like, is the tile large enough to put a kid in or not? Andy thought he'd be nice when he was spending the money I gave him to go on his property down at Beach Creek buying marijuana with it. Instead of paying bills or child support, he took pictures of the tile from both sides, from his family side and from the Wells side. That's a pretty intricate story for me to just have, right? And then I made another payment to him maybe that day or the next day. And so I think in total, it was about $500 for.
And you had said you were going to give him more when we got off the property, yeah.
Yeah. And it was, that was payment to make sure I could go on the property and fly the drone.
Yeah. All Benny wanted to do was fly his drone. He didn't want to interrupt nothing. He just wanted to fly his drone.
Yeah, I didn't even care to go up on the property necessarily. It was just to allow me to fly my drone over top of it at particular, at different altitudes, just to kind of get a mapping of the whole area and then go back later and slow it down and just look at every inch of it.
And you know what Andy said? That he was going to tree us in.
Yeah, that's when him and Scott said, well, it's something about once we got in there.
We wouldn't be coming back out.
Yeah, because they would drop trees. Okay, Scott and Andy.
Is Scott and Andy going to drop trees on us because we can't get around the trees or nothing?
And I remember saying vividly, the first person I ran into after somebody dropped a tree is going to get the business. You're going to get the tall business, right? Like, I don't care about no politics. Like, I'm going to give you the business quick. If I see you with a chainsaw.
There's a problem with the fact that Andy resorted to violence because Benny and I were going to come there.
After he'd already taken my money. So I think that those gals got caught up in enabling him. And then I think that, if I'm out of sight, out of mind, you can lie and put anything on Benny if he's not here to say, well, this is actually what happened. Let me show you kind of deal. Right. So we will find these.
Those should still be on my community tab somewhere anyhow.
Yeah. And we will find them. I will find them and we will give them light again. And we will let, that's just one thing I wanted to clear up because it was just like, you got four people that financially, if I was able for those people, I did it. Right. I did it. Jenny, Adrian gave her a MacBook computer, bought a microphone, did some other stuff for other people. Now you got Andy in the mix. He's a broke dog, dirty, so he needed money. I wanted to be able to fly the drone on the property.
All of their relationship and the dynamics and whatnot. But where Ziggy's mind went with this was actually pretty brilliant, I think.
I would agree.
Because if you think of there's not many reasons that I can think of that would cause such a strange, and if you notice too, like you still do see where Andy will protect Jody and Jody fiercely protects Andy sometimes. And it's always over stuff to do with the kids, like, or drugs or.
Holy shit, I must have touched something. It went way back there. We haven't been over that.
Everyone was talking about torpedo bats
in the last now private life.
Earlier this year. So I just asked people why they were so popular and how they work.
I clearly missed that. I heard David Rader speaking on, that situation. Which do this is not a problem.
I think that her new
So I want to thank Tiffany for coming over and sacrifice the portion. Put them out, and it's just a little, I guess the aim of me putting them out is for this and this solely, is that why would he have to lie?
When I see that people are putting work in on digging through things and piecing things together like a puzzle, I'm so fascinated by that anyway. But if it has to do with summer, I'm all about it,
Right.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's only allowing me to go back a year here, and so yeah, you will on your community wall.
All right.
So,
I'll go through my phone because I know you sent me everything, so I'll go find it. I don't even remember when that was now.
Me either. It was some time ago. So we'll get them and we'll put them out, and it's just a little, I guess the aim of me putting them out is for this and this solely, is that why would he have to lie? The truth is good enough, right? All you would have to say, if you're trying to get one over on me, all you have to say is, yeah, I took his money and then he didn't come. So shame on him, right? Shame on Benny, right? Like, to lie about it when at some point I can prove exactly why I gave you the money to go there and take a look around. Like, to lie about it says a whole lot about what you got going on over there. And that's really all I'm going to say in closing.
Your team working with you and for you still made it on the ground and onto the property up anyway. They just booted you out of it last minute. You paid for that back, so I don't know. That's between y'all. I don't give a shit.
If you have no other commentary,
Nope.
I want to go ahead and I want to thank Karen Renfro for becoming a new member. Kaz, thank you for becoming a new member. Busta for her contribution. Angel on Earth, thank you for your contribution. Busta, another contribution. And then Casey K.
Yeah, Karen definitely a new member to anything. Member. Yeah, no. Not in the least. Carrying on.
Our beloved day one moderator. Thank you, ladies, for all of your support. It means the world to us. It keeps the thing moving around. So I want to thank Tiffany for coming over and sacrificing her time. It's we're not done. Thank you to Killer Looks, number one, foremost in the front. Like, thank you, Killer. Keep on doing what you do. And I think together, I'm not disillusioned. Okay, I've said it before. I'm not disillusioned to think that I'm doing anything masterful other than keeping the little girl's face, relevant. Speaking of that,
the little girl, her name's Summer, and of course y'all aren't done. Having other channels do their working together. It's always a we situation with y'all, right?
Pull it up.
Yeah, we're gonna do what we do. We will be. That's one thing that we can do, right? All of us can do this. It is not a problem.
I think that her new age progression photo is so different from the last. It's interesting to see.
I agree. Not that
I wonder
agree.
which one Don and Candace relate to more. Like that is something
Yeah.
I don't know if either of them have spoken about it. I would love to know like Candace's thoughts on how she feels about the new age progression photo of Summer. If she feels like the first one was closer or this one, those are things that interest me.
Yeah, me too.
I
Thoroughly
want to
too.
know who I'm looking for, like what I'm looking for. I don't want to be thrown off by photos that are thrown in front of my face of what could be.
100%. I am.
Not to say that they aren't accurate because they have accuracy percentage of like 86% or something crazy like that. So
yes, science goes into making those
yeah,
images.
yeah,
for sure. Yep. So you want to go ahead and do it before we close out?
sure. You want to do it or you want me to?
Go ahead.
All right. Summer Moon Utah Wells disappeared from the 100 block of Ben Hill Road in Huggins County, Tennessee on June 15, 2021. She was last seen wearing a pink t-shirt and gray pants. She was possibly barefoot. If you have any information that is credible that could lead to the recovery or the discovery of Summer, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND to report any valuable tips you may have.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you just put out one saying that the FBI and such are not taking leads or tips there. And look, I mean, like, I don't know, but hey, if at the end of this you can act like the fairy godmother of 10.
No tip is a bad one at this point. If you got
Yeah,
to.
you know what? A lot of people will call. I used to get a little crazy over people calling in silly tips. And I'm not saying to call in silly tips at all, that please don't get me wrong. But if you do feel that something is like, people give me a hard time, because like I've posted a call or two, like, you're wasting TBI's time. As long as tips are coming through for Summer, it keeps her case alive. And so long as tips are coming in, it makes it a lot harder for cases to go cold as well. So that's my answer to that. They say her case isn't cold.
No, my age old, like I've said this about every single thing I've ever been involved with. I don't take tips. I don't funnel tips.
No.
If you got a tip, I don't want to know about it. I'm not a local YouTuber who runs around with a tarot card flipping wife. Like I don't believe in any of that. Like, don't send your tips to any YouTubers. Don't come here and talk about tips on YouTube. If you have a tip, take your tip to 1-800-TBI-FIND or tips2TBI@tn.gov. Don't come to this, like, if you're one of them, if you have the heart and you have information and you come across any of this stuff, don't go to no YouTubers with no tips. Right?
And if you're out there actively searching for Summer, don't come to YouTube with your videos to show where you've already searched. How about it?
Yeah, don't give them, like, this is chess, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to announce where you're going. Like, I don't personally feel like putting searches online are that's not good. It's not good management of information, right? Like if they know you're going somewhere, someone can move something. If they know you've been there, they can go and put it back because they know you're not coming back, right? So like, don't do searches online. Don't mess with tarot card communities. Like, don't mess with psychics. You've never met one psychic yet that's been right about anything having to do with a missing kid. I don't care if someone says, Reverend Serafino. No, it's a hustle in there somewhere. Like, it's a hustle somewhere. I don't care what nobody says. No psychic.
But y'all work with them just fine and have since the beginning. And you're clearly okay with Ziggy over here and all that fuckery clearly in your chat and everything. Are you serious?
So I don't care about none of it, right? It's not of Jesus, it's not of God, and it's nothing. Like, do not. So that's all I have to say before I mess around and get fired up on you.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you for joining us, everybody. Remember one thing, that the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Take your tips to TBI Fine. Take it to tips2TBI@tn.gov. Don't bring them to the YouTube. Don't talk about bringing them to the YouTube. Don't discuss them on YouTube after you've brought them to TBI. Do it the right way. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.
I had to wait 6 months to get my hands on this thing. This is the wait.
Okay, so I think we're done here with the last portion of fuckery. Targeting, aimed at, yada yada, rinse, repeat. Vague threats, hints at, da da da. Whatever goofy goober shit y'all are gonna get up to her with. Monster or whoever else. Nothing burger, so I don't know. I don't care. It's not my problem. So. What in the world is going on? what you did. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Cool. Nobody cares. Alright. Anyway, guys, I'm off here for right now. I will talk to you later, and I'll do whatever in between. Y'all have a good night. Alright? Much love, peace, etc. Enjoy the spec, vast cosmos. Please, as always, share the DV/Universal hand signal for help. And please continue to share Summer's picture information and call her by name. And y'all know what I mean by information. It's law enforcement, local surrounding state, federal agencies, real journalists, and real reporters from real news sources, not tragedy pimps or horse shit, social media, none of that, okay? That's how you can really help her and help law enforcement and justice and to get her brought home and real arrests made. Alright, and that will hold true for all cases, especially those that tragedy pimps, the same group, are involved in and clawed into each and every day. Y'all have a good night.